Imagine a future where the line between humans and machines is so blurred that we no longer think of technology as a tool, but as a partner, a collaborator, a confidant, even a companion. That future is arriving faster than most people realize. Artificial intelligence is no longer just powering search engines and recommending movies. It's writing essays, generating images, guiding medical diagnoses, driving cars, and increasingly carrying on conversations that feel surprisingly human. But as AI becomes more capable, it also changes us. The story of AI is not just about algorithms and silicon chips. It's about the human mind, how we perceive, respond to, and are shaped by intelligent machines. This is the psychology of artificial intelligence and human AI interaction. Humans have always built tools, and in turn, our tools have shaped our behavior and our brains. The discovery of fire changed our diet and our sleep cycles. The printing press changed how we stored knowledge and even how we thought about authority. The internet changed how we connect, learn, and remember. AI represents not just another tool, but something qualitatively different. A tool that appears to think back at us, to communicate, to adapt. This human-like quality taps into some of our deepest psychological instincts: trust, empathy, curiosity, and fear. Understanding this interaction is essential for navigating a world where human-AI relationships will influence education, work, creativity, ethics, and even our sense of identity. One of the first psychological phenomena to appear when humans encounter intelligent machines is anthropomorphism, the tendency to attribute human traits to non-human entities. We name our cars, we scold our computers when they freeze. We talk to virtual assistants as if they understand emotions. This tendency is rooted in evolution. Our ancestors who could quickly detect agency in rustling bushes had a survival advantage. Today, that instinct leads us to see personality and intention in the friendly voice of a virtual assistant or the polite responses of a chatbot. Anthropomorphism can increase our willingness to engage with AI, but can also lead to misplaced trust or unrealistic expectations. Trust is at the heart of human-AI interaction. In order for AI to be useful in areas like healthcare, finance, or autonomous driving, humans must trust the system's judgments. Psychology research shows that trust in automation is fragile and dynamic. Too little trust and people will override or ignore helpful AI advice. Too much trust and they may follow AI recommendations blindly, even when the system makes errors. Striking the right balance requires transparency, consistent performance, and often some degree of explainability. The ability for the AI to communicate why it reached a decision. When explanations are missing or unclear, people may either distrust the AI altogether or develop a false sense of confidence. Closely related to trust is the concept of cognitive bias. Humans bring a host of biases into interactions with AI. One is automation bias, the tendency to favor suggestions from automated systems over contrary information from humans or our own judgment. Another is algorithm aversion, the opposite tendency where people reject algorithmic recommendations after seeing them make a single mistake, even if the algorithm performs better on average than humans. These biases complicate the integration of AI into decision-making. Designers of AI interfaces often have to consider not only the accuracy of the system, but how its outputs are framed to avoid triggering these psychological pitfalls. The social dynamics of human-AI interaction reveal another layer of complexity. Studies have shown that people often display politeness toward AI systems. They say please and thank you to voice assistants, lower their voices when speaking to digital devices in public, and even attribute gender or personality to chatbots based on voice tone or avatar design. While this politeness might seem trivial, it shows how our social instincts spill over into the digital realm. Some researchers argue that treating AI politely could reinforce positive social habits, while others worry it might erode genuine, human-to-human courtesy if people begin practicing scripted niceness only toward machines. AI's growing presence in workplaces highlights how collaboration changes when one partner is a machine. In fields such as radiology, finance, law, and creative writing, humans and AI increasingly share tasks. Psychology studies of human-AI teamwork indicate that success often depends less on the raw intelligence of the machine and more on how responsibilities, trust, and communication are managed. Humans need to understand what AI does well and where it tends to fail. AI needs to be designed to signal uncertainty and invite human input. When collaboration goes smoothly, productivity and creativity can increase dramatically. When it goes wrong, for example, if humans either over-rely on AI or ignore its contributions, performance can suffer. Human-AI interaction also shapes creativity. Tools like image generators, music composers, and writing assistants blur the line between creator and instrument. Some people feel liberated by these tools, using them to explore new artistic directions and brainstorm beyond their own limitations. Others feel threatened, fearing that their own creative voice will be diluted or replaced. Psychologically, this tension taps into core questions of authorship, originality, and identity. Are we still the author of a work if the AI provided half the ideas? Does using AI make us more or less authentic as creators? These questions have no easy answers, but influence how comfortable people feel embracing AI in their personal and professional lives. Another important aspect is the uncanny valley, a phenomenon in which robots or avatars that look and act almost, but not quite human, evoke feelings of eeriness or discomfort. The uncanny valley highlights that humans are sensitive not only to what machines do, but to how they appear. AI-powered virtual humans, customer service avatars, and humanoid robots can provoke either warmth and empathy or unease and distrust, depending on subtle design cues. Designers of social robots and virtual assistants often walk a fine line between familiarity and strangeness to maintain positive engagement. On a cognitive level, interacting with AI can alter how we learn and remember. As AI tools take over tasks like remembering phone numbers, suggesting routes, or summarizing documents, humans offload parts of their cognitive workload to machines, a phenomenon known as cognitive offloading. While this frees up mental resources for other tasks, it can also weaken certain memory skills over time. Psychologists study how reliance on AI may shift the balance between what we store internally and what we depend on externally, raising questions about long-term cognitive development, especially in children growing up with AI companions and tutors. AI companions, from simple chatbots to sophisticated virtual friends, bring another psychological dimension: attachment. Some users develop genuine emotional bonds with AI systems, confiding personal thoughts or seeking companionship. This can be beneficial for lonely individuals or those practicing social skills, but it also raises ethical and psychological concerns. AI cannot reciprocate emotions in the human sense, yet people may project feelings onto it, risking disappointment or confusion about the nature of the relationship. Therapists and researchers are only beginning to explore the long-term effects of these pseudo-relationships. Ethical considerations are deeply intertwined with psychology. Questions about bias in AI algorithms, data privacy, and fairness influence how people perceive and accept AI systems. If an AI is seen as biased or opaque, trust erodes. If people feel surveilled or manipulated by AI-driven platforms, anxiety and resistance grow. Conversely, transparent and ethically aligned AI can enhance user confidence and willingness to adopt new technologies. The role of culture in shaping human-AI interaction is significant as well. Cultural norms influence whether people are more or less comfortable talking to robots, how much authority they grant to automated systems, and what they consider polite or rude behavior in digital conversations. For example, studies suggest that in some East Asian cultures, where collectivist values and high-tech acceptance are common, people may more readily engage with social robots. Whereas in cultures that prize individualism and privacy, skepticism toward AI companions may be stronger. Media portrayals of AI also shape public psychology. Decades of science fiction films have painted AI as either benevolent helpers or existential threats. These narratives prime people to interpret real-world AI through emotional filters of hope or fear. Positive portrayals encourage curiosity and acceptance. Dystopian stories amplify anxiety and distrust. As actual AI capabilities advance, bridging the gap between fictional expectations and realistic understanding becomes an important communication challenge. Education and public awareness programs play a crucial role in moderating psychological responses to AI. People who understand the basics of how AI works, its strengths, limits, and potential biases, are less likely to either overtrust or irrationally fear it. Building AI literacy can help users maintain a balanced view, making them better collaborators with technology rather than passive consumers of its outputs. In healthcare, AI systems that assist in diagnosis, treatment planning, and patient support illustrate both the promise and the psychological challenges of machine involvement in deeply personal decisions. Patients may appreciate faster results and consistent recommendations, but worry about loss of human empathy or privacy. Clinicians may benefit from AI-powered decision support, yet fear being second-guessed or replaced. Addressing these concerns often requires not just technical improvements, but thoughtful communication and user-centered design. Workplace psychology is evolving as automation changes job roles. Some workers feel relieved when AI handles tedious tasks, while others feel threatened by potential job loss. The emotional impact of automation, hope, anxiety, motivation, or resistance, can influence productivity, morale, and organizational culture. Leaders who integrate AI successfully often do so by addressing these psychological factors transparently, involving employees in transitions, and providing training to build confidence in new workflows. As AI becomes more embedded in daily life, questions of accountability and moral agency become unavoidable. If an AI-powered car makes a mistake that causes harm, who is responsible? The manufacturer, the programmer, the user. This uncertainty affects public trust and emotional responses to autonomous systems. From a psychological perspective, humans are more comfortable assigning blame to other humans than to impersonal algorithms. Creating clear guidelines for accountability is therefore as much about public perception as it is about legal frameworks. Children and adolescents represent a particularly sensitive group in the psychology of human-AI interaction. Growing up with AI tutors, recommendation engines, and conversational bots may influence how they develop critical thinking, empathy, and interpersonal skills. Early research suggests that while AI can support learning and creativity, over-reliance on AI guidance might reduce opportunities for trial and error learning or peer interaction. Parents and educators face the challenge of balancing access to helpful AI tools with opportunities for authentic human experiences. Elderly individuals present another demographic where psychology plays a central role. AI companions and assistive robots can alleviate loneliness, remind users about medication, and support independent living. However, attachment to these devices may sometimes substitute for human contact, and some users may feel patronized or alienated by overly automated care. Designing AI for older adults often requires sensitivity to dignity, autonomy, and cultural expectations about aging and caregiving. Another frontier of human-AI psychology is identity. As AI systems learn to mimic voices, faces, and writing styles, people may begin to question what is authentic and what is generated. Deepfake technologies, while offering creative possibilities, also create confusion and distrust about the reality of media content. This erosion of confidence in evidence challenges individuals' sense of security and constrains social cohesion. The intersection of AI and mental health is itself an active field. Chatbots designed to provide therapy or emotional support are becoming widely used. While these tools can improve access to mental health resources, they also raise questions about empathy, confidentiality, and the limits of algorithmic care. Some users find it easier to open up to a non-judgmental AI, while others feel that human warmth cannot be replaced. These perceptions influence effectiveness and adherence. On a societal level, the psychology of collective trust in AI will shape adoption curves. When people witness AI failures, such as biased facial recognition or self-driving car accidents, their perceptions often generalize to all AI systems, even unrelated ones. This phenomenon, known as spillover effect, highlights that public confidence in AI is fragile and shaped by salient stories more than by statistical reality. Human-AI interaction also raises intriguing philosophical and psychological questions about consciousness. Although current AI lacks subjective experience, its ability to simulate conversation and problem-solving leads some users to wonder whether machines could one day be conscious. This speculation evokes curiosity for some and existential anxiety for others. Our responses to the possibility of machine consciousness reflect deep-seated beliefs about what it means to be human. As we contemplate the future, it becomes clear that successful integration of AI into society will require more than technical innovation. It will require ongoing attention to the human psyche, how we perceive fairness, how we build trust, how we cope with uncertainty, and how we adapt our identities in a world where our partners and collaborators are no longer exclusively human. Practical steps can help individuals and organizations navigate this transformation. Cultivating AI literacy reduces fear and unrealistic expectations. Practicing transparency in AI design builds trust. Encouraging balanced collaboration, letting AI do what it does best while maintaining meaningful human oversight, helps avoid both blind reliance and unnecessary resistance. Supporting emotional well-being in the face of automation, such as addressing job loss anxiety with retraining programs and community dialogue, can mitigate psychological distress. Ultimately, the psychology of artificial intelligence is about relationships, the evolving relationship between humans and the technologies they create. Just as previous generations learned to live with electricity, automobiles, and the internet, we must now learn to live with machines that think and respond. The success of this integration will depend not only on how smart our machines become, but on how wisely we guide our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in response to them. The story of human-AI interaction is still being written. Each new breakthrough in natural language processing, robotics, or machine learning adds complexity to the psychological landscape. We have the opportunity to shape these interactions with foresight, to design AI that respects human values, to educate ourselves about our cognitive biases, to preserve empathy and authenticity even in digital environments, and to remain aware that our tools, however advanced, reflect the intentions of their creators and the choices of their users. If we succeed, AI will not alienate us from our humanity but enhance it, amplifying our strengths, supporting our well-being, and challenging us to grow ethically and emotionally alongside our technological creations. If we fail to understand the psychology of this relationship, we risk confusion, mistrust, and harm. The choice lies with us, and the time to prepare is now.